has changed my life forever, and it has changed my family and my daughter's life forever.
Back on December 10th, Cheryl Walker's husband, Kenneth, was shot and killed by a Muskogee County, Georgia Sheriff's deputy. It happened on Interstate 185 in Columbus after officers pulled over the SUV Walker and 3 of his friends were riding in.
The occupants of the Yukon were being removed from the vehicle. Kenneth Walker was shot by Deputy David Glisson at approximately 8:58 p.m. The reason that Mr. Walker was shot still remains under investigation.
I never, ever forget that December 10th. It was probably the most traumatic thing that I ever went through in my life.
Warren Beaulah was driving the car. He says he and his friends were just out riding around, reminiscing about basketball and old times. But the evening took an unexpected turn. After the 4 men came to an apartment in this complex, police had that apartment under surveillance for drug activity. The sheriff says an informant told them the Yukon the 4 men were in looked like one being driven by armed drug dealers from Miami. According to the Sheriff Department's official statement, deputies saw one of the passengers in the car, quote, carrying a package wrapped in plastic into the apartment, and it was said by the informant that he looked like one of the Miami dealers. Authorities dispatched a tactical response team to stop the SUV after it left the complex. Beaulah says the men were pulled from the car.
I was thrown to the ground, told to spread my legs and to shut up. I didn't know why I was being stopped, and every time I asked why I was being stopped, I was told to shut up. I felt the barrel of a gun in the back of my neck, and at that particular time, I heard a gunshot.
39-year-old Kenneth Walker had been shot in the head. The other men were taken downtown, questioned, and then released. No one has been charged in this case. Beaulah says the package wrapped in plastic was a DVD player.
What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now!
The shooting outraged some members of the Columbus community. Though Deputy Glisson has been placed on administrative leave with pay, they want to see him fired and indicted. They also want to see a videotape of the traffic stop that night taken by a patrol car camera. Authorities have refused to release the tape pending ongoing investigations by the Georgia Bureau of Investigations and the FBI.
We want some action, and we want some action now.
The attorney for the other 3 men in the SUV says he believes there's another reason the videotape has not been made public.
It's because it corroborates and substantiates what my clients have said from day one, that they were unjustifiably stopped. They were treated wrong because of their race, and that we had a cop here who just absolutely murdered Mr. Walker.
Sheriff Johnson says there is no problem of racism in his department.
This was not a racially profiled random traffic stop.
A sentiment echoed by Deputy Glisson's attorney.
There's been a great deal of pressure brought focusing the issue on race, and I do not believe that race was an issue that played out in this case.
It's all a bit much for the Walker family to handle right now.
It's hard to tell a 3-year-old that Dad is not coming back.
They do believe the shooting was racially motivated, but hope the death leads to better race relations.
I feel like this would be a change for Columbus, and maybe Kenny was the chosen one.
In Columbus, Georgia, I'm Eric Phillips reporting.